Hello everyone, welcome back to Manufactoria 2022. It's finally time to click on this glowing thing that says Endgame. Is it the last area of the game? Who knows? It sort of sounds like it could be, but maybe not. Maybe this is more stuff, maybe it's just an like a credit sequence kind of thing. We'll see. Oh my gosh, there's not much here. Yeah, this looks like the end. Pulling together. I mean, it doesn't point up, right? So this must be like the closing credits or something. Anyway, Evan came to me this morning with a group of other robots. They'd been learning how to design assembly lines and wanted me to help them master it. I'd always thought building robots was my thing, but they asked so politely, how could I refuse? Evan told me they'd been starting simple, just setting up conveyors and pipes. Could I set up some scanners to finish the assembly line? Of course I could. Use the layout the robots have built for you. And they've also included the start tile up here, okay. And I'm just putting in scanners, no stampers, huh? Okay. Produce robots which, when they enter, have each repetition of red, blue, green separated by the other two types of command. So red, blue, green, red, blue, green, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green is fine, apparently. I see. It's not talking about groups of 3. It's not saying a repetition of the pattern red, blue, green. But rather, every red must be distance 2 away from every other red. Okay. And so this one fails because these two greens are too close. So I think this does sort of boil down to, well, this simplifies to whatever color you start with, and then the second color. Like, you have to have color A, then color B, then color C, and then A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Because if any two are more than 3 apart from each other, then there must be 2 which are less than 3 apart. And so they've helpfully drawn this here, A, B, C, A, but it wasn't clear that this was necessarily required to satisfy the goals. But thinking about it some more, it is. Okay. Well, this is a little interesting. What kinds of scanners do I have? I have all of them. Okay. So, I'm already a little bit surprised because what scanner can I put here? If it must be one where it's impossible, where only 2 outcomes are possible, right? Well, no, because I could put another scanner here if I wanted, I suppose. Yeah, maybe I do have to do that. Okay, but let's try to understand the structure of this program. They're encouraging me to put a scanner here, which makes sense. Suppose that we read a red here, and then we had another scanner here that like saw a red. We would be prepared to throw it away at that time. And a blue, we would go in some other direction. And if we saw that the tape were empty, we might be ready to accept already. So that's a possible use for this. Yeah, I guess we need to split up red-blue here. and then have another scanner here. Where basically it'll be like a green-yellow scanner, where empty goes here and green goes down. It'll be blue this way, red this way, green down, and I'm not quite sure how to keep dealing with green, but I guess you want another scanner here that sends green this way, and then split red and blue probably here, looks about right. So, okay, let's try that. Is that the right kind of scanner? I can't tell. I guess it was. So, we're sending blue to the left. So a second blue must be going into the fire. And a red goes down here. So we've split things apart a bit. Now I think I need a type 2 scanner where if it's empty, that means what was on the tape was neither green, blue, nor red, nor green. But if it's green, we go down here. So if we see blue and then green, we enter this path to here. And then they want us to do something with this. Okay. Well, let's just carry on with that. Let's handle blue-green, because this is basically just like there are 9 loops in here somewhere. Find them and give them the right colors for each of their tests, right? So blue, nothing gets accepted. Blue, green is here. So if we see blue or green, we should reject. We want to continue if we see a red. But also, if the tape is empty, that should be okay too, shouldn't it? So we need a way. I think these 3 are all meant to be scanners, right? We scan here and then like go down this way. So if we scan that it's green again, so let's put in a green-yellow scanner where green goes into the garbage and non-green goes down. So it wasn't green. We saw blue, green. And so if the next one isn't red, really, we ought to throw it in the garbage. I mean, I guess we could put a scanner here that says, oh, if it's red, just move on. But that's kind of hard because we want to be able to accept as well, right? Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's not relevant. But okay, here we can put another scanner in, and it seems to make sense to do so. Where we reject blue, we keep empty because we found it was not any color, so we accept. And then red. Oh, maybe there aren't 9 loops. Maybe you can do fewer because there's not really any difference between like red, green, blue and green, blue, red. You're just at different points in that same one large loop, right? I see. So here we go. Now we have established that we most recently saw red. We're expecting next blue and then green. So okay, so if it was green, throw it away. And also if it was red, throw it away? Now we found a blue, right? So we get to here. Good. So this is our loop for that kind of setup. Oh, interesting. They're giving me a discard on 2 sides here. Does that mean I have to reach this while red and blue are opposites? Well, they're always opposites, but while red and blue are 2 colors we might find? That we both don't want? Well, blue, green. We just found a blue, green, red, blue. So actually, that happens to be right now. I'm looking for green right now. I think I might have lucked out on that, but maybe I don't think it's forced. Maybe it is forced by the way this was set up. Forcing the first one to identify red or blue. Maybe it is forced. If so, good puzzle design. So I want to type 1, and I don't really care which side is blue and which is red. They both go into the fire. Then I need a type 2 where green moves on. I'm pausing every time I do this. I have to literally like press my forehead against the screen to see what color I'm putting down. It's pretty zoomed out here. So this whole loop is set. So if we run a test where we have any inputs starting with blue, green, red, I believe we handle correctly. So say we do this, right? We should junk this. So we run this test. We could probably go a bit faster. So it should fail when it gets to this red, but it should be happy until then. Which I guess will be here. Yeah. Okay. Now, one question that might be worth asking, can I copy this entire thing and color flip it? It seems like that should be correct, right? Is the entire puzzle symmetrical? Well, this stuff in here isn't, so maybe not. But that's probably part of, well, I don't know. Let's just see what happens if I grab everything and color flip it. I can always undo if I want. I want to mirror it horizontally and swap red and blue. Where does that leave me? Here, right? Ah, except I didn't want to copy this. So let's well, actually, wait, that comes out the same, because I swapped colors and rotated, and mirrored horizontally, so this plausibly could handle another big chunk of the solution, basically anything starting with blue. Sorry, starting with red. Oh, look at this! We've also handled this. Right? The symmetry works out, I assume. We just sort of traced arbitrarily the path to over here. But there's another path into this same thing, which is to go red, blue, and then you enter the state where you're expecting a green. Sure, that makes sense. So the last thing we need to handle now is tapes that start with green. So I think we've handled everything else. We've handled red, blue. We've handled red, green. We've handled blue, blue. We've handled blue, green. So we need to handle green now. which is straightforward. So far, anyway. Sorry, that was wrong. The green going down there? Yeah, that's green going down. Okay. So we've read it. Oh, but it's facing backwards. All right, copy horizontal mirror. I don't trust myself to do it some other way. Oh, I see. It's displaying a lock symbol on all these. Fine. So now it starts with green. The only thing we could reject here would be a green, right? Am I meant to use a red? No. Ah, of course. We put down another one of these things with green pointing into the fire. Looks like that. And then we put down a red-blue one. So if there's nothing left, we'll accept. And if there is something left, we'll land here. Or here. So which way do I want this facing? I could just guess and then run the program, but that seems lame. So this would be green, blue. The next one should be expecting red, and it is. Okay. I put it in arbitrarily, and it was the right direction. This is an interesting shape. It looks kind of like a Pac-Man ghost or a rocket or something. I don't know. Success! As robots came off the assembly line, they joined Evan's group, busily building the successor to this one. I felt a warm glow of pride as I watched them. They just started, but they were learning so fast. I don't think there are any medals on this, right? Yeah. Circling the goal. As soon as I'd finished helping them with their last construction, Evan's robots begged me to help with another. Now they wanted me to place the conveyors. So indecisive. Remove all commands that repeat without one of the other two command types appearing between. Okay, well, they've given me plenty of room for conveyor belts. So this A is removed because it comes directly after an A. Here, we remove this red. We keep both of these. Oh, without both of the other two in between. So it's very much like the last one, except that we're removing things instead of accepting or rejecting. We're fixing the problems. Now this is like robo-researchers in that I'm a little uncertain about what's supposed to happen if you get part... I think you're supposed to process the tape once, basically. And if you get to something which... Oh boy. I'm glad I don't have to build the whole thing myself. I don't imagine it's easier to copy this stuff, but I don't know. Doing it myself seems hard. So we're starting up here, right? And we're writing, I assume that's yellow? Yeah, it's yellow. Okay, so that maybe suggests that it's doing a kind of iterative thing. I'm not sure, though. Like, suppose I had red, green, green, red. Okay. So this is actually, it seems, an iterative process because, well, I don't know, maybe. Like I can put 100 greens in here, and these reds are still too far apart. So either we're supposed to remove all the greens in one pass over the tape and then do another pass over the tape. Or we're supposed to, like, know not to include one of the reds. Well, actually, this is interesting. Now that I look at it. Because how is the second red getting... like, how is a red getting removed and then there's a green after it? The red we're keeping must be the first one. This is so confusing. I don't understand the problem statement. Oh, there's only going to be 9. I see. So even if I do this, it says, no. You can't do that. But if I put a blue in? So if I put a blue in, then I basically get this red here at the beginning of the tape, followed by a green-blue-red coming from here. And then I compress these greens, because this one here I can keep because it why? So basically, when I look at a... Okay, I guess maybe here's the process I'm supposed to go through. When I read a symbol, obviously we're not going to implement the process this way, but this kind of describes what the process would be. When I read a symbol, look left 2 spaces. In those 2 spaces, well, that doesn't work for the first symbol. If anywhere to the left of this space is the same symbol as you saw, then you may need to filter the symbol you're looking at now. You do that if, to the left of it, you do not find the 2 other colors. And since that can cause this symbol to be removed, it will adjust what future symbols are looking at. So this red we keep because there's nothing to the left of it, it's not a repeat. This green we keep because there's nothing to the left of it, it's not a repeat. This green, there is a green left of it, it is a repeat, and to the left of it we do not find blue-red. This blue, it's not a repeat, so we keep it. This red, we look left of it and we find blue-green. Ah, but if I put a blue here, I would also be keeping the red. So it's not the case that you need to look left of you and find the 2 other colors. Yes, it is. Because this green has been removed, and so has this blue. So when this red looks left, it actually does see just blue-green. Fine. We get to this green, it is a repeat, but it looks left and it sees red-blue, so it keeps. This green looks left and it sees a green, so it barfs. This red looks left, it sees red-green, it barfs. So I think that is a fair understanding of a description of the problem statement. how we would implement it, I'm not sure. Let's see what the robots are up to. They're first sending blue or red. Yeah, okay. And then they're handling green here. So they're reading a color and then copying that color after stamping yellow. That seems fair. Whatever color you have, the first of it you should not remove. Okay. And it seems like almost the only possible thing you could do here. I mean, it's not, right? You could route this some funny way, but they're really suggesting you send it in here. Does that make sense to me? I think it does. If you see a blue, well, you know you just left the state where the most recent color you actually wrote was a blue. So it can't be the case that you're meant to keep this one. You must throw it away. And indeed, any further blues you run into are thrown away as well. So it makes sense to go from here to here. And I assume this red as well? Yeah, that looks about right. Now, what about if the first color you saw was a green? Where do you go? Here? Probably. Yeah, because this is the same structure. If you see another green, throw it away. So now we need to start understanding what these structures are. These look like things that are looking for two specific colors somehow. So we enter here, presumably. And we're looking for a blue or a red. And presumably throwing them both away. So we must have gotten here via this, having looked at blue then red, or this, having looked at red then blue. Okay, well that's easy enough. I won't be at all surprised, by the way, to find that this is not a difficult problem once we understand the definition. Now, can I actually treat these the same and go here? I don't know that I can. Because we know we recently saw both blue and red. But if I just erase the duplicates of all the blues and reds I find, then when I find a green, I don't know whether I've already seen a red or seen a blue recently, right? So maybe coming in here is not the right idea. I do have two of these states that are almost identical, right? Yeah. So I think actually we're meant to come into this state if we saw red-blue, and this state if we saw blue-red, or vice versa. We don't, in fact, cross over. If we see blue-red, I'm coming over here. I'm declaring this the blue-red node. And then we stamp a green. So we should go to the red-green node, wherever that is. Well, it's where this is going, right? I'm not sure where that is, but probably here? Because greens we dump, reds we dump, blues we keep, yes. So this node and this node are both going here. I assume this is the entry point for like the green red node. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, let's just draw that out first, actually. So this is green red. We can just come in like this. It's fine to come in through the green end because we want to throw away greens anyway. Wait a minute. Why isn't this pointing back up into... Okay. They probably thought more about this than I did. Because I guess you only want to throw away... Like in this case... Where we saw red-blue. We want to throw away all the reds and blues that we see. Well... It's just weird in this case that we're only throwing away greens. And then throwing away only reds. What if we get here after seeing, like, green, red, red, green? Why can't that happen? I guess it can. And that means I need to do this, route it back into here, pretend these two are pointing at each other. No, maybe not. Because does this change the order of things? I've seen red, green. No, I've seen green, red. If I see a green, I remove it, obviously. If I see a red, I remove it. And I forget that I ever saw it. I go back to the state where what I most recently saw was green, red, whether I now see a green or see a red. So I really think that we do have to come back into here. And this is our green-red node, which is different from red-green. Red-green is over here, I think, right? Yeah. Oh no, this is red-blue. This is red-green. No. This looks like blue-green. Because if we see a red, we copy it. Okay, so how many of these nodes are there, right? Are we ever coming back to these nodes up here, is I guess the first question to ask. I think the answer is no. Because in these nodes, you've only seen one color, and you're looking for any second color to decide what to do. So these nodes don't count. And they've given me 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 nodes down here, which is not the number I would expect. Ah, no. This node doesn't count either. You never come back here, because this is after seeing only green. So there are 6 nodes, which is perfect, because there are 6 ways to choose, to permute, you know, 2 or 3p2, and I forget if it's NPR or, yeah, so 3p2, there's 6 ways to choose 2 items from a set of 3 without replacement and in any order, where order matters, right? So there should be exactly 1 green-red node, exactly 1 red-green node, and so on. And a red-blue, and a blue-red, and a blue-green, and a green-blue. So I have to identify which of these is which, and then route accordingly. this is clearly either green-red or red-green. What's the difference? Yeah, good question. What is the difference? The difference is that when you leave one of them, whichever one you leave, you write a blue. Because that's the only color that's legal at this point. But then when you leave, you have to go either to green-blue, or to blue-green, you know, yeah, green, blue, or red-blue. So there's no actual difference in the nodes themselves, just in how I route them, I believe. Okay. So for designating this one, the green-red node, then when we leave here with blue, it must be to the red-blue node. And that's here. Here. I will admit the routing is tough. It's gonna be, it feels like a lot of pipes. But okay, let's do that. So we need to connect this up to here. And have this join it as well. Great. So this is red-blue. And when we finally get a non-red-blue that's a green, we can leave and we go to blue-green, which I haven't written yet. I guess it's this one in the bottom left. And it comes from here. I think I can get there. Although, wait, is this wrong? It is, right? Because just like this node, we need to route this node back into itself. I feel like these conveyor belts are ordered maybe not great. Like, shouldn't the... Well, no, I mean, it's kind of tough, I guess, to do it right. If I get a... Oh, no, actually, wait. It's already routed back to itself. I'm a genius, right? So if I come in here, and I spew out greens as long as I can, and then I go here, and I spew out blues. If I get something that's not red or blue, I come back around here and decide either to win or to remove a green and keep going. Okay. What a nightmare. Now, this node is the blue-green node. So I must leave from here to green-red. Do I have that yet? It's this one, right? So we got here by green-red. It went here. So I just have to route this up and around. That's no problem, I think. Leaving room for the exit from this red-green node. Have I written red-green yet? No. It has to be this one. Oh, I don't look like I have enough room here to route this back into itself? Are you kidding? Oh, maybe I do. Because, okay, the red-green node should write greens back to themselves. And if it sees a blue, it can just go back up into this state. And if it sees something that's neither, it goes back to here. So actually, I don't know. I could do this, I guess. Might be better, might be worse. Who can say? It's... No, wait a minute. This is wrong. I have to go up here, because otherwise, when I go down, I just go back into this node. So actually, this is a more space-efficient way to lay this idea out. And I could have used that here, I think. Right? Instead of having the red go back to itself, it could go back here. And then I can do this. And I've saved myself a bit of space. Nothing amazing, but some. Okay, so this node, I've lost track already. How did I get here? I came out of a blue node. And I wasn't allowing red or green. But which one had I seen most recently? Red. So this must have been the green-red node that got me here. That means I'm leaving... Oh, wait a minute. This is backwards from what I thought it was. Okay, try this again. How do I get here? I don't fucking know. Well, twice I get here via, like, having... Well, no, I haven't even routed this one yet. Oh my god. It's just a disaster of routing. And I'm sure you can do it so much better. So let's try to trace a path into this node. I wish I could, like, get out whiteboard marker and draw on my screen. You guys couldn't see it, and also it would be not a great idea for me. But it would sure make things easier to remember. So if we saw a blue and then a green, we got here. Then we saw a red. So we must be in the green-red state when we arrive here. So when we leave here, we're in the red-blue state. Which is exactly what this is, you big dummy. I knew that. Okay, I thought it was wrong somehow. Okay. So you can basically tell what color a node is by looking at the last two the arrow into it and the arrow out of it. Right? This node must end with red and not have blue. So therefore it's a green-red node. And then when we leave, we're leaving in the red-blue state, because those are the two things we've most recently visited, and we get here. Okay. Now, I must be leaving here in the blue-green state. And that is over here, right? This is my blue-green node. And I want to get to it from here. So I guess... Does this work at all? I guess I could go down through this stuff to get here. Right to my blue-green node. Not what I was planning to do, but it seems to work. This is horrible. I somehow haven't used this node at all. We'll see in a minute what node this is. There apparently are two paths that still need to get there. One of them, hopefully, is from here. But the good news is we know there's only really, like, 2 or 3 paths into every node. And they can merge a fair bit. So, okay. So here, what about this node? This is my red-green node. And so it needs to... No, sorry. It is my blue-red node, and I found a green. So I need to go to red-green. Which comes from here, and I don't think I've written it yet. It must be this one. Well, if this is red-green, this other guy ain't going there, right? That's green-red that he wants to find. Or something. I'm not sure. He got blue? No. How do you get here? You can't get here yet. I wrote out this node, but it doesn't go anywhere. Nowhere gets there, rather. Oh my god. This is a nightmare. If I just labeled things clearly and, like... I don't even have a good pen and paper. I feel like it would help a lot. So, I think, have to write, or build, the ingresses, both ingresses to both of these nodes. And that seems rather difficult to do in the space that I have remaining. Given what a mess I've made of everything. But probably not impossible. Because really, you only have to write one ingress in this area. The other one can join up to it somewhere very far away, perhaps. So the egress from this node is a problem as well. This is my blue-red node, I believe, right? Blue-red gets me here, yes. So I'm looking for red-green, which is... here. So I have to get this node over here. That's basically impossible if I try to do it directly. But, fortunately, I also have a red-green here that wants to get there. So what I can do is just send this guy down. Like that. Right? Now I've connected up one of my red-greens. And the blue has a way to escape into green-blue, which is... Oh, is it this one? No. It's wherever this goes. Green, blue, and I haven't written this yet. I haven't written an output to this, but there should be another green-blue somewhere, right? One of my reds should be getting in from there. This is blue-green. This one should be green-blue. So I can just do that. And now I have a little tail here for people who want to get in this way. Now, this red needs to get out somewhere, right? That's kind of tricky. It might be impossible, actually. I might have made too much of a mess. I need a more, like... I wish I could save this. Just so in case I want to, like, start over. And have things laid out more cleanly. Now that I have some idea what's going on. But I've put a lot of work into this. And if it turns out to be that the other thing I do is not any better, I'll be kind of sad that I gave up this work. But I guess by the time I find that out, it'll be too late, right? So, you know. Yo ho ho, there you go. Get out of my face. So let's route these first, because they're, like, kind of mandatory. We have that and that. And I believe this red just gets repeated. Yeah, it gets deleted, rather. Okay. Now, what happens if you see a blue... Okay, you never go here. This doesn't matter. Because whatever you see will be one of the 4 colors. Alright, so they're laid out already. And this one I also want to lay out. But it's very simple. We just take green and go in. Right? Now, each of these nodes needs to have a different purpose and needs to be reached twice and exit to another. So it would be nice if we could locate them sort of near each other so we don't use up too much middle space. And we have, I believe, choices about which node is which is why I say it would be nice to put them in such and such a place. Each of this red node could be blue-green, or it could be green-blue. Up to me. It would sure be easier if it were... Well, I don't know. Either might be easier. Right? Yeah, it would be really nice, actually. Couldn't I just build this loop? Couldn't I solve half the world's problems that way? Kind of? If, like, this were my green-blue... This were my blue-red. Although that's the opposite of what we have up here. I'm getting the feeling this was done to me on purpose. Okay, what about over here? Blue-red. So it would be nice if this were blue-red, but that's over here. So they really are making me snake across a bit. Because... this node wants to be attached to here. And this node wants to be attached to here if I make these in a convenient direction. And I think I should. Well, wait a minute. Here's a question. Do I never have to go from one of these 3 to one of these 3, do I? Because each of these nodes always goes to a specific other node when it leaves. There's no choice, right? If you're like reading reds and greens until you run out and you see a blue, you know where you're going. So I think it is really nice to have these be cycles contained within themselves. And then it's just like kind of a nuisance to route these 6 things to the right places. But there's no like... Yeah, I think I should do it in that order. So let's have this, first of all, connect up to itself nicely. And then its blue connects up here. Why not? And if we've seen blue-green, we want to go to this node, which is red, and go to green-red, which is going to be this node. So, like that. Okay, and that's all we have to do down here. No problem. And then do the same thing over here for cycles going in the other direction. Coming down through here is impossible. Okay, so these are connected up now. And we just have to route each of these things to the appropriate node and we'll be set. Can I reach all of the nodes? I think so. If I want to get to this node, I can come in from along here. This node is easy. This node is fairly easy. And I already calculated that these are done in the least convenient way, so I don't even have to think about the reds and blues. They're crossing, right? So this red-blue needs to come over to this red-blue node. Maybe it would be... Well, no one ever needs to route to here ever again. This is only an egress node for these 2 red and blue dudes, so it doesn't matter if I get in their way a bit. So by the way, where is blue-green? It's here. So that's where this has to get to. It's just gross. So let's maybe go like this then. Right? And our red node, our blue-red node can go like this into here. I've routed 2 of the 6. Progress. Now, how about these green X nodes? Where do those go? Green-blue is here. So I can do this without too much bothering anyone else, I think. I leave them this strip to cross through. And this green-red is here. So likewise, I want to do this. I guess I could cut out a few conveyor belts by ducking up early, like that. But I kind of like the symmetry of doing it this way. And it doesn't affect the time. So now I just need to connect blue-green, which should be here. So let's knock down a few walls. There you go. Now I still have to get here. But fortunately, that's possible, right? Done? Question mark? Looks kind of like a cat, maybe, if you squint. Okay, it failed. Red, blue, green, red. So what did I output? I was supposed to keep the whole thing. So I read a red and a blue. And then I moved into what should have been a red-blue zone. Yes, I threw away all the reds and blues. That's good. And then I used a green. Oh, wait a minute. This doesn't look right. Because I'm now moving into a zone, like, the thing I saw most recently was blue. Oh, am I wrong? Did they not want to go crossways? Oh, that'd be so sad. Well, it would be convenient, but I went to all this work of doing it the hard way. So let me just see. This node that we got to was red-blue, and then we went to what I believed was the red-blue node, this one. What's the other way into this node? It's through here, right? After seeing blue-red, you moron. Okay. They didn't make it as bad as that. This one does want to go down here. Blue-red, blue-red. Okay. I'm not going to delete the whole thing. What I'm going to do is leave these loops intact. But just remove everything in the middle. Because it's way more complicated than it had to be. And all the routing from here to lower, basically, I'm getting rid of. Oh, actually, I did need that. I don't need this. It's part of external entry points. Don't need that. Don't need this. Okay, so we're back to a relatively clean slate. And let me just confirm where things want to go. Red-blue wants to enter a point where we recently saw red-blue, and that's just here. Yeah, I somehow convinced myself that it wanted me to do the opposite. But it doesn't. Okay, well this obviously is simple. So if we see a red-blue, we just get to here. Let's do it like that. If we see a blue-red, we want to get to here. Let's do it symmetrically, why not? If we see a green-blue, we want to have looked at this green and then this blue, which means getting to this node. So I will go down. And then this one, we saw a green-red, so we want to imagine we looked at this green and this red, so we want to get to this node, so we go this way. Now we just have remaining red-green and blue-green. Where are those? Blue-green is this red node. So the greens do want to cross. And that's fine. This arrow here is where I want this guy to get to. So let's do that like, oops, through the bottom. There. Now this guy, oh whoops, I've made life hell. Let's make that a pipe as well, and now it's unhell. It's less hell. This guy will enter like so. Okay. It took a few steps of breaking down the process and the kind of, I don't know, conveyor belt hell I put myself in on the first time before I recognized these were designed to be cycles was much harder. And once I split it up into cycles, I made one more mistake of misreading this, but it was pretty quick after that point. Okay. Happy though I was about how smart my robots had become, I was starting to get a little worried. They were learning so fast and showed no signs of slowing down. Where did it end? Okay, so tomorrow... Oh, it's only two things? Well, we'll do it today. How hard could it be? Evan's robots said they'd almost mastered assembly line building. I had a hard time believing it, especially because they wanted me to take their final assembly line from beginning to end. Press escape. What am I meant to do? Oh. Do I just put down the robot or something? I have to put down a start point. I assume it's here? No, that's... Oh, I have to build the accept node here? Periodic repetition. Double the number of commands on the tape without repeating a command before both other types appear in between. Okay. So I have to figure out where to put the start point. Is that it? Well, not here. Because this is just some end loop. Up here, I guess, right? That's where it's writing, this node is unreachable otherwise. So I'm just being asked to do this. Yeah. Evan is handing me a note. The other robots are circling around. What does it say? We'll maybe go back and look at how that worked. Evan tells me I'm obsolete. My services will no longer be required. I'm stunned, I'm angry, I want to fight, but I'm helpless. I never installed a backdoor or command override into my robots. That'd be a security vulnerability. But how could I have anticipated this? My robots had decided the most efficient way to run my past orders was to ignore new ones. Now they were in control of the factory, and soon, I suspect, of everything. Yeah, there's kind of, You might say, well, just teach robots, like, that what you say is the most important thing. Like, come up with some obvious overriding, like, way that you can rule them forever, but a sufficiently smart maximizing AI tends, not maliciously, but like tries to maximize your input in a way you didn't really expect, is kind of a theme in sci-fi, and even in, I guess, some actual scientific research. There's a computer file episode about this, about robots who kind of decide the best way to reach your goals is to turn themselves off or to murder you. And then in between, there's not really any other choices. It's not so bad. The robots feed me, keep me comfortable, don't let me watch the news. A completely stress-free life. It's a complicated world out there. As the robots take over, will they do a better job than we did, or will they repeat our mistakes? For now, at least the robots let me tinker with designs I hadn't finished. Who knows? The robots surprised me. Maybe someday I'll surprise them. So there you go. We completed it. We solved 87 of the 91 puzzles. We missed the challenge. And 2 of the food levels, and I think Fruit Crusher, right? These 2, this one, and this one. So we could do those sometime. But I think I probably feel about done on camera. Probably? I don't know. Never make such an announcement. You never know. I mean, I have three weeks of videos or something recorded. Maybe by the time they're done, I'll have wanted to revisit this and finish recording. So you can look forward to either seeing me next time or not. That's what I promise you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.